Hello and welcome back. You're watching the Kaiser Report. I'm John and I'm with you today. This is a Thursday, December 14th, and we have quite a bit going on in the world today. Of course, the border is still wide open. No one doing anything about that. Uh, Hunter Biden has thumbed his nose at the subpoena process of the House of Representatives. Showed up yesterday with Swalwell, who gave him an opportunity to speak at the Senate steps, telling us that, well, I'm sure you've watched it, but basically the gist of it is go to heck because I'm not going to appear before your committee and answer your questions. My dad had nothing to do with anything, which we know now has been processed through, and the proof is out there. The whistleblowers have spoke. They have all the evidence they need, and they'd like an explanation from Mr. Hunter, but he's too sharp to succumb to that. Other than that, let's go into the holiday talk and some of the nonsense that's going on around some of the cities. With regard to shoppers' cars being broken into at malls to steal packages, which is something that's not new. I mean, they've done that. It's just the fact now that we have so many people that are out in the streets now doing this. So the isolated incidents of 1, 2, 3, 4 have now become 1, 2, 3, 4,000. I don't want to actually say that it's positively because of the homeless situation and the illegal immigrants that are pouring through the border at 250,000 plus a month. We have 8.4 million throughout this country that we don't know where they are, who they are, or what their ill intent is towards our country. I'm sure that there's a lot that have gotten through, over several hundred on the terrorist watch list, with only 100 or so that were restrained from getting into the country. The rest just poured through. We have Chinese nationals coming in now of military age, military trained, coming through the southern border. Nobody cares. The president wants to defend the borders of the Ukraine more than his own borders in his own country. What does that tell you? Why are we funding the Ukraine in the first place? It's a massive money laundering capital and always has been. We need to get out of that situation. Helping Israel is okay. We have in the past. What we've committed, we should do. However, we don't need to be involved in that conflict either. And we certainly don't want our young men and women in the military service put in harm's way in any of these Middle Eastern countries, because as they tell you, they hate us. They hate the Israelis, but they also hate us. We need to figure out just what's going on there. As I always tell you, please write your Congress people and your senators, Senate ladies, and get them to do something besides holding hearings on January 6th and all this other nonsense that's going on. Look at the vote in the House on the impeachment thing yesterday, and you'll quickly see that every Democrat stuck together and voted no, while the Republicans, for the first time, got together and stuck together on the yes vote. Don't know what we're going to do. But we certainly need to do something before this country is completely a third world country, like some of the cesspools that they're trying to escape, supposedly, as asylum seekers. If they've done that to their country that they're escaping in their voting processes, why the heck do we want them? Somebody needs to explain that to me and explain the processes in the Constitution to the people that are sitting there, elected people that should know better than to let this happen. But going back to Christmas shopping, be careful. Make sure your cars are locked if you have presents. Don't put them on the back seat. Get them into the trunk. Lock it. And for God's sake, if you come to your car, get in it and don't get back out to check any notes on the windshield. This is how they're going to get you and your money and your jewelry and maybe your life if you're not careful. The new process now around the malls is they leave a note on your windshield. So when you get in the car and go to start your car, you notice it. So you get out to see what it says, and that's when they are coming across the parking lot to get you. So get in your car, lock it, and don't get back out. If you want to read the note, go down the street to a gas station, stop there, and look at it. The new trick now is they're folding a phony $100 bill and putting it in the windshield under the wiper. So when you get in, you see the back side of a $100 bill, and most people will jump out to grab that, but it's a trick. Don't put yourself in harm's way. Other than that, we're all looking forward to a good holiday season. And I wish you all the very best holiday seasons. But we have problems. We have problems that are sitting in our government. We have problems all over the world that we're not addressing. We have problems with Iran that we're just turned our back on. They know it. They see it as a sign of weakness, and they're preparing to act on that weakness. Let people in charge know that you know. Thank God for Elon Musk. At least you can go find people on there that are like-minded and understanding what's going on. Of course, you have the fringe lunatics that are on either side of the aisle, or, conspiracy theorists is what some of them are. But for the most, you can get truth still on X. So thank you, Elon, for keeping that going. And most people will support your efforts. But the woke are still trying to cancel people, as they tried to do with Russell Brand. Now they're after Elon Musk. And we don't know where it's coming from, but it's a pretty good bet that we know. How does it end? That remains to be seen, and it's up to us, we, the people, who these chumps work for in this government, need to start voicing our opinions. Not violently, but through political channels that are available to us to let them know we know what's going on. The mainstream media cannot be trusted. They're scripted. They will protect this administration until the end, which I hope will happen soon, the end of this administration. But one given thing is, if this president gets reelected, this country is doomed. It's a difficult thing to say, but look around. It's not been good what's happening. Universities that get $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a semester to whip your children into a frenzy for all the wrong reasons, and then get away with shouting for genocide, promoted by even the presidents of these universities. Let's just look at Harvard. They're not going to remove this woman, plagiarist or not. Whatever they come up with, they're afraid of her. And that, you cannot convince me. There's no reason behind that. There is a reason behind why they fear her and will not correct her misgivings. But she's there. Withhold payment to these people. Do not pay to have your children taught this kind of nonsense. If you're an alumnus, then you're giving money to these universities that we're questioning right now, that are letting this happen on their campuses. Withdraw your donations. That's the only thing these universities understand, Ivy League or not. They want money. Their football programs alone bring in millions of dollars. What are they doing with it? Oh, well, our professors are tenured and we can't fire them. Yes, you can. If this nonsense is going on, you have the right, because you're paying them to educate your child, not indoctrinate your child. Enough of that. Where are we going to go in this next election? Robert Kennedy Jr., they won't even give him Secret Service protection for him to campaign because they don't recognize him as a candidate. He's left the Democratic Party for that reason. And when you tell me the Kennedy family are not Democrats anymore, there's a problem there. Now, there's a man that, whether you like him or not, has something to say and knows a few things. Give him an opportunity. But the problem is the sitting president won't debate anybody because he's not capable of debating anybody. That's pure and simple. Watch, every time he speaks, he has to read from teleprompters, and that's why he squints so much, because he's looking at the teleprompter. It's not coming out of his mind. It's coming out of a written word that somebody else has procured for him. Even when he calls on the news media, He has to have that written on cards of their name, who they work for, and also the questions that they're going to ask with the answer. It's all read by him. If you think differently, you need to have your eyes examined and watch it. The head goes from this way to this way, monitor here to the monitor there, because he can't see well, and the letters are so big that he has to go between two monitors. You can see it. I'm not making it up. It's there. It's in front of you. And for him to get up at that podium with the money launderer standing next to him and tell us that he has to secure the Ukraine border, and that if we don't, how does that affect us? I'd like somebody to explain to me just how that affects the United States. It doesn't. And we certainly do have people there, military people, I don't know what they're calling them, advisors or whatever. We've given them the best of our equipment. Of course, we left millions of dollars of equipment for the Taliban to wheel around and cause havoc in that country. That pullout was criminal in itself. But it's a daily thing. And this White House press conferences are absolutely a joke. That little gal just carries the water pail for old Joe and his cronies. I never thought in my lifetime I would see this happen to my country. But here we are. What is the answer? And these candidates come to you looking for money. Say, here's the problems. What are your solutions? Give me your solution to these problems. Number one, the border. Number two, how do we handle the millions of people that are in this country sucking on the teat of our systems till they're broke, no housing. They're still fooling with our Social Security. The only way I see that we can take care of our veterans anymore is we've got to get them all into a mode of transportation and get them to the southern border and have them cross illegally. And then they'll get everything they need. But otherwise, if that's not happening, the illegals are getting all the services, and our veterans, some of them homeless in the streets, are not eating or getting health care. But who flung dung comes across the border, and they get everything they need, including being housed in some cases. Ask your wannabe presidents, senators, and congresspeople that are running for office what their solutions are, and hold their feet to the fire on their answers. And if they have no answers or tell you they don't know yet, then don't vote for them, because it'll be more of the same all over again. Well, ho, ho, ho. It's Christmas time in the cities, the blue cities. Not fun for shopping, not fun for trying to buy food, not fun for buying gasoline. You want to know what states these are? Let's start with Massachusetts, New York, Chicago, L.A., San Francisco. And now the big push to turn Texas blue is backfiring. It's not working on them. It's not working for them. These blue states don't even want to make an attempt at stopping them from sending people to their cities, breaking down their welfare programs, assistance programs, and healthcare programs, but yet they want open borders. They want voters that look at them as being their saviors and helping them destroy this country. It has to come to a stop at some point. When will that be? Anyway, I guess that's enough for today. Please don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And if you do have comments, please send them on to me. Would love to help you with that. And I wish you all a very, very happy Thursday. Weather here is sunny but cold. Typical December day. I don't know where the global warming went, but it's a nice day and it's nice and cool. Very seasonable. The only thing we're missing is a little snow, but Christmas isn't here yet. We still have another week. And we're hoping for a snow on Christmas here on the studio farm. But anyway, I wish you the best of the Thursday that's left, and we'll be back at you tomorrow with whatever news pops up today that's worth talking about. But until then, I'm going to get on out of here.